Hello and welcome to my channel. My hook is 3.5 millimeter and I start to make my slip knot. And now I go and chain multiple of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For a 1, I go in each chain and make a loop and keep that loop on my hook. Lose this loop a little bit, go to the next chain, grab the yarn, pull through, move to the next chain, grab the yarn, pull through. I always go with my finger like this on the loops. Go and again. To complete row 1, I grab the yarn and pull through the first loop. Now I grab the yarn and pull through that loop right here and the next loop, and again that loop right there and the next loop, that loop and the next one, and like this all the way. For row 2, lose the loop a little bit. I go on this loop like this with my hook, grab the yarn and make a loop. Go with my finger right there, go with my hook to the next loop like this, grab the yarn, make another loop, and like this all the way. And the last one, I go on this loop and then I see there is one more right there, so I take that one too. Now I grab the yarn and pull through. And to complete the row 2 is exactly how I complete row 1. I grab the yarn, pull through 1, grab the yarn, pull through that loop and the next loop, that loop and the next loop, that loop and the next loop. For row 3, I lose the loop a little bit, I go to the next loop and make a loop and one more. I have 3 loops on my hook. Now I do like this, I grab the yarn and pull through the first loop, grab the yarn, pull through that loop and the next one, that loop and the next one. Lose the loop a little bit, go right here on this loop, make a loop, and now I will take only in this loop. I don't go to the other one how I did right here at the end of the row. So only that loop and make a loop. I have the 3 loops on my hook. Now I go right here, grab the yarn and make a long loop like this. Go with my finger right there. Now I go to the next one and I do the same, grab the yarn and make a long loop. Move to my finger right there. Go to the next one. I have 3 of them, I need 3 more. 4 loops, 5 and 6. Now I take all of them from my hook. I go to the last 3 loops, 1, 2 and 3, and now I take the first 3 loops on my hook, 1, 2 and 3. Again I go and make 6 long loops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And this loop right there. Now I go that loop and this loop, that loop and this one, and now that loop and this one. Now again I go first with the loops from there and then the other ones. So grab the yarn, pull through that loop and one from there, that loop and another one, that loop and another one. And now I pull through my last 3 loops. And now what I do is I go and make loops, and if I see right here there are little bumps, so I'll go in each bump and make a loop and keep the loop on my hook. First I go right here, and now to the next one, and now I go to the first bump, to the next one, now move to the other one, and now my last 3 loops. 1, 2 and 3, And now I go and close the row, pull through the first one, pull through that and the next one, pull through that loop and the next one, that loop and the next one. And now I go to my last 3 loops, 1, 2 and 3. I need to complete the row, so I grab the end, pull through 1, grab the end, pull through that loop and the next loop, that loop and the next loop, now I go and repeat row 3. For that I go and make 3 loops, have 2 and 1 more, for 3 loops, grab the end, pull through the first 2 loops and now the last 2 loops. I go and make my loops again, and now I need to go with the long loops. I go on my first loop right here, make a long loop, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now I go on the last 3 loops and now I take the first 3 loops, and again I go and make 6 long loops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and again I find my last 3 loops and my first 3 loops. And now I go with my 3 loops, 1, 2 and 3. I grab them, pull through the first 2 loops and the last 2 loops. Now again I go and make loops, and now I just go and complete the row, pull through 1, pull through that loop and the next one, that loop, and now I go to the loops right here, so I grab the yarn, pull through that loop and the next loop right there, and again this loop right here. Now I go on those loops and I keep going. Now I go and repeat row 4, which is this one, so I make loops all the way and then I complete the row, and then I repeat row 3, and again I repeat row 4 and row 3, row 4 and row 3.